If I have gained from something and I can provide my 2 cents to it anyone, I do that. When I saw 1 million touch, I cashed it out and I put it into Bitcoin Ethereum. Major part of it.
We all are happy that you are able to cash on the profit. The next question is, where did that profit that you gained from Dogecoin you move? Is it in some other crypto coin, or is it that you have moved it completely out of the platform?
No, I haven't sold out of crypto entirely, and I plan to hold Ethereum and Bitcoin long term. And there are two small positions now I have in Cardano and Stellar. So these are the four coins that I have. Stellar, I simply have due to my average down and I want to make some good gains out of it, given the bull market that we're in. Cardano, I have huge conviction in. That's something I see as the Ethereum competition. So that's why I hold Cardano. Originally, I had Neo as well. It's called the Chinese Ethereum. And I had it for an average price of around $18. Then it went back to 110, 120. Right now, it's around 120. And then I again sold it back. The first Neo I bought was around $100 again. I had averaged down to $18 and I sat on it for 2 years, and that time I made profit. So what my major takeaway from the crypto market is, once it gets into a cycle, if it goes into a bull cycle, it can go 100%, 200% for your holdings. But once it goes into a bear market, it can even blow your pockets out. That's my personal experience. So I'm not sure how community has experience. So I was quite sure that I didn't want to have a similar scenario I had in late 2017 and early 2018. And when I saw 1 million touch, I cashed it out and I put it into Bitcoin Ethereum. Major part of it. And the remaining I put it into Cardano and Stellar.
That's really wonderful. And you mentioned a very important point, which people feel that, oh, crypto always keeps going up.
Yeah.
We should invest now because it's going up, going up. But once it gets into bear market, how it can impact, that was really critical point which members should take away.
Exactly.
Next bit which I took from your answer is you moved your Dogecoin gains to Ethereum and Bitcoin. And lately,
That's
Ethereum has been going up. So if you made gains there as well with Ethereum?
Yes, my top gainers now are Bitcoin and Ethereum. I even bought Bitcoin when it was at 500 USD. On every paycheck, I was buying $200-300 of Bitcoin or Ethereum. Out of every paycheck, I was doing that. I had a conviction in both of these coins. And these, to be completely honest, and these are the two market drivers. If in today's world, Bitcoin price goes down, the whole crypto market would go down. But if Doge price goes down, the market won't have much of an effect. Even 5%, 10%, they won't move. But Bitcoin is the main leader. And as my facts on Bitcoin will stay to have a dominance over the market. It still sits between 40 to 60% of dominance every time, and altcoins stay in the 40%. So that's why I mainly stick with Bitcoin and Ethereum largely. If I was to give any advice to anyone, the first would be to do your proper diligence to everyone. Don't primarily go on my. To be very honest, I even told my father-in-law and my father to keep some holdings in Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they've been doing that and they're loving it. So one advice to everyone is, if you want to invest in crypto, keep majority chunks in the prominent or the market drivers like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest you can allocate according to your risk, and certain percentage you can trade. And trading crypto is like playing with fire. But if you have good technical analysis on your hand, so then only get into it. Else you would be playing with fire and it can end up any side.
Wonderful. Your answers are touching my heart. I feel as if someone is really being honest and sharing his thoughts and things that have worked out. And this is a risky market, but still you managed to gain success over it. I would like to add two questions related to that. I know you have been prominently investing rather than trading. So I would like to understand from you, what strategy do you think has worked for you in crypto investing? And how has this strategy changed after Dogecoin success?
Okay. Yeah, Kamal, if I talk about my strategy, I don't want to diverge from it. I had initial thoughts that now the market is in such a phase that you can make easy gains. But I thought if you had a good success, doesn't mean you can't have a good failure also. a preceding failure. So I was very careful about that. And the strategy that I put in place in the first spot is do your own diligence and buy and hold. So these are the two primary factors I do. And if there is any holdings that I see that is currently dipping and I have a good conviction in that, I average down into that. Means these are the three primary points that I lay down. And I try to stay logical to that. I don't bring in any emotions that I'm down so much and I'm 24 hours, I'm pondering over that my position is so down. So I try to keep my emotions away. So that's something that I follow.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing your secret.
You're welcome, Kamal.
It sounds very simple, but getting these three little things right is a difference between your gains and what people end up.
Yeah, exactly. Means first place, I had a taste of how big the losses can be when I saw that in 2017 and then 2018 start. And I knew that I didn't want a similar portfolio result from the next bull market or wherever the crypto would land up. So that was my original thought. And from there, I brought down my strategy and eventually it worked.
Great. Next, what we are interested to know is which platforms do you prefer for investing, and if you also do trading on those platforms.
Okay, sure. The first platform that I used in India, it was called CoinX. It started in 2017, means at least when I got to know about it. Now the crypto exchange got shut down, and it was my first exchange that I registered myself on in India. Then when I moved to Canada, I signed up on Binance. So Binance is the best exchange for holding all variety of coins and for trading as well. And there is a Canadian exchange that I still keep my holding on. It's called Coinscare. So initially that was where I started buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I also have my holdings on now. I recently started my account there. And there is another one called crypto. Yeah. So these are the exchanges that I use for buying and trading. Just 2-3% I do. That's on Binance. And where I store my crypto, that is a very crucial part where we tend to miss out because crypto is something it can be easily stolen. We get so much phishing mails and everything. And scammers, we come across articles where people lose all of their crypto holdings easily through a phishing mail, through any scammer. So I keep my holdings in a wallet called Celsius. So they pay out around 5% interest on a hold. And I would highly encourage anyone who is simply keeping their holdings in an exchange and sitting on 0% interest, have a 5% compounding interest every week. That way, just sitting on your holdings, you'll make more money.
Awesome. That's really wonderful, especially getting the gains weekly on your holdings. That adds on to whatever gains you make. Now just add on to it. So which was your lucky platform where you were holding Dogecoin?
It was on Binance. Yeah.
And did you keep top loss or anything once your portfolio was above 250 or 350K? Just curious.
Yeah, I kept a stop loss of 150,000. So I thought if anything is there, yeah, that was the original thought. I was being a bit greedy from the 100,000 mark. So I thought at 150 I'll sell, but luckily it played out.
Wow, awesome. So you also had the safety net of keeping the stop loss set so that you don't lose on your gains.
Exactly. Yeah. I try to keep a margin of safety on the holding.
That's really wonderful. And as we keep on iterating this point to our members, the importance of keeping stop loss. And you hear from special person, even though he was gaining 250K, he had a stop loss at 150K just to make sure that he doesn't lose on profit.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. One more question. As in our GMT group, every week we do give emphasis to technical analysis.
Yes.
So would like to specifically understand how help is the technical analysis aspect that made you to get into Dogecoin, hold it, and finally take decision for selling. Did technical analysis play any part?
Technical analysis, I heavily emphasize on my dividend stock. But in case of crypto, there is heavy movement of the prices. And what I tend to see is my technical analysis isn't that accurate in crypto. At least from my past results, I saw that. So I took it as a part of my decision, but I wasn't 100% accurate. I added measures of safety levels. I knew that I have to invest a specific amount in a specific coin and had a specific target. And in case something and I knew that if something tanks here, then what would be the next move in that particular coin or holding. So technical analysis always plays a part. It's a major part in the stocks. So in stocks, I primarily follow two things. Fundamental analysis helps me to know which company to invest in, and technical analysis helps me at which point or what price to get into it. That's what I do in stocks. But in crypto, I try something different, having different sets of levels of safety. The amount I would be putting into the holding, the technical analysis, the backup plan, how it would be, and what would be the next step in case it tanks. So there are 4 5 steps there.
Great. Thanks for being honest on that aspect as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the next question that have come from some curious members, they would like to know what has changed in your lifestyle before and after being a Dogecoin millionaire.
So to be completely honest, I don't see monetary gains making any impact on my lifestyle choices or anything. I still stick to my budget and I still invest in dividend stocks and cryptos according to the plan that I've laid out. From monetary standpoint, I don't see any difference. And on a character standpoint, also, I don't see that a monetary gain should have an impact on you in any way. So I try to be the same person. If I have gained from something and I can provide my 2 cents to it anyone, I do that. And to put it in simple 2 3 sentences, that's everything. But I'm not doing anything special. I'm working on my job the same way. My decisions with the family on emotional point, on financial point, everything is same. I won't say there was even 2% a change in anything around.
That's being so humble. Really appreciate your humbleness even after gaining this huge success.
Thank you, Kamal. That's something I see as investors. I think we should always be grounded. And if we take small steps in our journey, and eventually my belief is that all of our group would have similar such high returns.